Hello everyone, welcome. As the title says, today we're going to be working on our reputations. Before I get started on that though, we are going to be doing our endeavors, which funnily enough do actually line up with what we need to do, though I'm actually going to do Kobayashi Maru first because I couldn't do it. So let's just hop straight in. Destroy dreadnoughts. The Undine planet killers are dreadnoughts.
Welcome to the Gamma in this exercise.
So, you know. Also, I want to add something to something I said a while back in the series, because I was actually wrong on this, and I'd like to correct myself when I was wrong, especially in the beginnings of streams, so they're more likely to be seen. Shield power actually does more than just increase your shield regeneration, even though that is all it looks like it's doing. It actually adds negation to the damage your shields take at a rate of 0.2 per shield point. It's not much, but that is a decent little chunk of damage. I almost forgot to, rude. You've been stasis beamed.
Heads up, another wave is coming your way.
So, you know, I just felt like I should correct that, because I did say before that basically shield power was completely worthless. It kind of isn't. It mostly is. And honestly, we'd probably actually have more survivability if I wasn't trying to play this like my main character's carrier.
It's not over yet. The next wave is coming.
Kind of one of those things of it's kind of what I get for just more or less blindly trusting someone I thought knew more about the game than they do, apparently. Not saying this person doesn't know a huge amount about the game, but they definitely seem to get stuck on certain mindsets. Like this person in particular is very much seems to be very much against the Discovery Bellum's damage consoles. Of course the shield is on this side. I gotta get around this battleship to... I really want the Voth battleship on my main, but like acquiring it. Just acquiring it. The main reason why I even want it is to get the full 3-piece set from the Voth ships. Because that gives the Voth ships a battle cloak. The annoying thing about getting that 3-piece is that, like, there's no ship that it really works the best on. I suppose the carrier.
The vengeance affix is active.
I'm stuck. There's science team. Oh, science team doesn't clear viral matrix? Oh no, it did. Now I'm multiple viral matrixed again. I'm just gonna do this. It's not like I'm gonna get all my weapons on target. I actually kind of wish I could finally start getting some Bellum damage mods. Whichever side I start getting first is probably where I will...
Heads up. Another wave is coming your way. Enemy assault incoming. Survive the onslaught.
where I'll probably focus. Well, somebody has a lot of Control X. It's mildly annoying, because I just used all of my stuff. Oh, well. Wow, that singularity is powerful. Yeah, the Kobayashi Maru is gonna basically go down. I'm gonna die. Or not. I saved myself. Okay. I need Delta and Iconian, so I'm just gonna grab Delta. Both of them I have nothing running on because I just didn't have the marks. I also need to get Iconian. There's our event progress. How close are we to... Okay, so 4 more days basically. And then we'll have the Protostar set. Which, I mean... I might end up going for phasers. I really kind of don't want to, though. Like, I get phasers are good, but, like, eh. As a Romulan, we have a lot of built-in crit chance. So, oh, god damn it, game. I'm glad I looked. I am glad I looked. I really wish it would just save these. Like it would help if they just added a save button in here. That'd be pretty cool. Hello, Romulan Republican Force. And indeed. I'm resetting all this stuff up because the game keeps forgetting it, which is great. I love how it does that. Yeah, I may as well throw this in. I also wish I had more, more useful things. Possibly. I was just thinking of clicking random cues, so. But I need to do my endeavors first, so. Well, I mean, if you're doing advanced and really need the fricking extra little doodads to get whatever reputation gear, because that's always fun. I may as well do this. This character's 65. She's finally made it to max level. May as well just grab the hull stuff. I don't really have much here. Yeah, I may as well grab this. It's something. Now, hopefully, if I come over to here and I do this, it will actually save that for once. So I don't have to set all of that up every single bloody time I open this character. Well, if you don't have it, the two pieces of the weapon set from Discovery. So if you're using phasers and dual beams already, you may as well just grab the wide angle dual beam or just the torpedo tac console. Tac console always one of the weapons. The assimilated console. You can't get much better than the dark matter torpedo and tac console. I don't think there's anything from Nukara. The 0 point. I don't have it here, so I won't be able to show it, but the competitive engines, for whatever flavor you wish. There's... I think it's in this one. I don't have it yet. It's one of the... It's either 8472 or Iconian. I think it's 8472 that has the gel packet. Should actually be able to see with this. Unless I can't actually see with this. So I don't have its paired thing unlocked yet. Whichever one has the gel packet. And it reduces all your cooldowns. Which means it's good on literally everything. Even your science character. It means your space magic is happening 7% faster. So, you know. It stacks with Photonic Officer. So now you have Photonic Officer and the 7% faster cooldowns. Like, it's not a thing where you have to choose one or the other. Like, you can have both. And they failed to compensate contraband. God damn it. Like, before I get started, I'm actually gonna... Because I have it on my other character. Yeah, they should stack together. Actually, don't have it on this ship. Where? What ship has the gel packet? I hate the loadout system. No, there's the gel packet. Plus extra 2 to your... all your subsystems. Plus, if you do go with the two set on a science, a lot of science does deal radiation damage, or at least a lot of EPG boosted stuff. So, the gel pack is just nice to have. I mean, the 2-piece crit severity does affect your space magic's crits. Like, the 2-piece from this would increase... well, it's not increasing EPG, it's increasing your radiation damage, which tends to be boosted by EPG. So, that's what I'm saying, of the 2-piece from the gel would probably increase damage output. Plus, once again, 7% faster cooldown on bridge officer abilities. There are going to be bridge officer abilities that aren't put down to their global cooldown by photonic officer. I'm just giving suggestions for things you could grab from the reputation because you said. You said you didn't know what to grab. I'm giving you suggestions of things that are nice things to have. Now to get swapped back. And yeah, the ground gear is usually just decent. One thing to note, and I actually said Nukara has nothing really useful. Nukara actually has one thing kind of useful about it. And that's the fact that you can get a 2-piece set using a weapon and an EV suit from them. So in the case of this character, I'm literally using the Elite Nukara stuff. Well, the Strike Force Elite. So I can get the 2-piece from having the Elite Cryo Full Auto and the EV suit. As well as running with the Omega Force for the crit chance. Which still applies even though I'm not actively using that weapon. And because I was using the Christmas kit on that character, that is what I went with as my main weapon, is one that deals cryo damage, because boosted cryo. That rifle is a good 300-ish DPS. It's pretty nice. It's not amazing, but... that character might stand a chance depending on how your setup. This character would fall over. Now, I need to do this. I'm going to start with the easiest one first, because it's also the most annoying. No, turn around ship. We need to turn. We're leaving Federation space. I dislike how this is the global return point. Like, I'm KDF aligned. This is the tier 5. Non-upgraded, because that would require spending $10. And if I'm gonna put money into this, I'm either, like, if I'm just gonna put $10 into this character, I'm gonna buy some lockbox keys and see if I can get some extra space traits rather than upgrade this. Well, not space traits, but, well, technically, yeah, some traits. There's a lot of nice things I could get from the Infinity lockbox that I will not be able to get otherwise. And yeah, you can get some fleet modules. Ultimately, you can get 2 tier 6s. But that is a good long way away, because that requires...
A number of their members dwell within this sector of space. Their president, in fact, hails from the Saria system.
It's a lot of tier 6 reputations needed.
To this day.
I'm gonna get snagged up on this star, aren't I? Nope, bounce around it. And honestly, I would not grab the tier 5 fleet ships. Just grab...
Contact with another species came not from the Federation, but from this sector. Ferenginar, to be precise.
You just want to grab tier 6s.
Have not always been the best of neighbors. They have provided us with valuable data on this sector. For a price, of course.
I don't really feel like doing PvP much. I'm not a PvP person, says the former EVE Online player. I was a logistics, okay? I healed people. I didn't shoot people. I know, it's just that I would probably die instantly. Or near enough to instant.
Very little on this sector is known
Like,
to us or
this
our
character
allies.
is not really
We recently
suited
established
for
contact with the
that
sector's
sort of
most
thing.
prominent inhabitants,
What should be
the
there?
First Federation. They are somewhat enigmatic, but encouraging, especially where Tranya is concerned.
This. Man, they need to work on the loadout system. They've needed to work on the loadout system for a long time. I'll think about it while I'm doing my endeavors. Because it's probably going to take me a fair little bit to destroy 3 dreadnoughts. Because I'm probably not going to make it to the planet killers. All 3 of them. I'm a Romulan, thank you very much. Romulans know when it's not a good idea to just throw your life away. Shall also reach my HUD again. I'm slowly making this more and more like my normal HUD. Realistically, I should have this more over here, and then... Yeah, there's a lot of little changes I could make. To my HUD layout to make it just that little bit better.
Welcome.
Hello, robotic. Thank you for gifting a sub.
Command has identified 3.
Wow, surprisingly, this is one of the zones that's not taken. Okay. It's this. I don't know the minigame to this one.
Get close to asteroids and tow them away from the enemy launch facility.
Oh, right, this is the push asteroids somewhere else one. And I didn't deal anywhere near enough damage to that. I don't think I'm going to with all these people right here. Oh no, this is gonna be... I'm gonna go to a different one. I think I'll go for this one over here and see what I could shoot at over here. I kind of dislike all of the battle zones, if I'm honest. That is fair. Can you please stop? It says no. Oh, okay. That's a line I can't see things through. I guess this one's done. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm going to... There's only one instance. That's annoying. Lomo music. I'm not even a big fan of the Undine Zone. They're all just kind of... They wouldn't be as bad if you had the choice to enter them more or less alone or with a small team. But, like, as it stands, like... I'm gonna really struggle to do my Endeavor because my damage output currently is not great. And you need to deal a decent amount of damage or else you don't get credit for things. Meanwhile, I could even, you know, with my alternate KDF character, I could AFK in one of these zones and basically take most of the progress from everybody. Well, there's one. God damn it. Like, nothing exemplifies the annoyance of battle zones more than... Alright, I forgot there's dreadnoughts here. That'll be helpful. Then the universal endeavor for, killing the big dinosaur in the Dyson ground zone.
And tow them away from the enemy launch facility.
Hopefully I just get what I need. Yes, I did it. Now I almost feel like I should go camp by a dreadnought or else I probably won't get to take part. Can't help but feel people are just farming this. Either that or everyone else is going, well, go on. You push it. Hello, audio effects. Come on, Daredex, you can do it. Okay, I don't think these ones are the ones that need to be pushed. It's probably... Oh, no. Just taking my asteroids for a walk. Ew. Come on, asteroids. Sir, you are very much in the way. Trying to take my asteroids for a walk. And I cannot do that when you're in the way. Did they stop moving? I don't know if I just got too far away or what. So I gotta push them through this. That is why. At least I'm pretty sure this is the way I have to push them. It's the way they're going. So, you know. See?
Allies have cleared an asteroid from the field.
Bam.
Stop this in Kathy for now.
Annoyingly, everything else is contested at the moment, and that one's been retaken, so the dreadnoughts are still not spawned yet, because we don't own all the zones yet. Because everyone was just content to sit there and farm that one. I need dreadnoughts. Which is kind of another problem with these zones. I think I'd be faster just going and doing planet killers. Because, like, people are just interested in farming. Not actually, you know, completing the objectives of the zone to unlock the dreadnoughts, to deal with the dreadnoughts, and then... Because we're about to lose control of literally all of these. So... I'm gone. Took my asteroids for a walk and now I leave. Yeah, I think it'd be faster if I just did this. That is fair. I'm gonna just do the Undine one, because planet killers are easier to get to actually appearing.
Captain, you are in the Undine battle zone.
I know,
Our
that's what
goal
I
is to
clicked.
close fluidic rifts to destroy Undine planet killers. Here is our plan. This is a map of the battle zone. We have 3 different methods of closing the rifts. When a rift is open, the area is red. When we close a rift, it will change to blue. Closing rifts advances our progress, shown by this meter. When it is full, we can launch our attack on the planet killers. We must defeat at least one planet killer for the operation to be considered a success. Good luck.
I was a different voice for the good luck, but you know what? Someone did the middle. Okay. Is this a populated instance? Kinda. It's populated enough. I love how this zone, like, the Federation response to the rifts, fancy tachyon science. The Klingon response to the rifts, giant guns. The Romulans, let's push it somewhere else. The Romulans are literally Patrick Star. I mean, Feds are lazy. What are you talking about? You work hard from your cushy chair, yeah. I am joking, as should be pretty obvious. Though the statement is also probably still kind of factually true, just because of how many more people play Federation compared to the other factions. There are bound to be more lazy Fed players than anyone else. Hopefully someone's working on, like, that one at the same time as this. I kind of dislike how playing the Dare decks makes me feel like I don't have dual cannons on. Fed definitely has more players. I mean, maybe not as much these days, but a lot of Legacy players are Fed. Hell, anyone that's been playing as long as I have has a Federation character for, you know... Basically because having a Fed character is was at least the requirement for unlocking KDF. You had to have a Federation character. Fleets have been dead for a long time. Oh no. No, not the rifts. Anything but the rifts. I dislike these rifts. I cannot turn because of the rift. Well, I'm over here now. Hopefully that thing dies. I almost feel like Starfleet would actually have an answer to the cylinder. Though their initial answer would probably be try to talk to it. You know, try to communicate with the cylinder. I mean, have you ever considered the cylinder's feelings? They'll just get a Beta Z to come and analyze its emotions and you know see what it wants and then just give it worlds to eat. This is going to be annoying with cannons. I almost want to just swap to, regular cannons. I mean, the Federation did basically, oh god, what the hell was it? I don't remember the exact creature. I think it might have actually been the crystalline entity that basically was just obliterating the entire galaxies. And the Federation response was basically, but the whales on Earth eat tons of tiny creatures, and it's just feeding, so why should we do... Yeah. This is the natural order of things. Which also, fun fact, there are whales on Earth because Kirk went back in time to save the whales. We should all be thanking Kirk. Captain Kirk went back in time, slept with a lady, and that saved the whales. Indeed. And I wouldn't say he exactly said, talk to the Hand of the Borg. He at first basically went, hey, maybe we can talk to these creatures. And then only after Q basically went, no, that doesn't work, did they finally decide maybe we should actually, like, fight them. And then Picard got assimilated and went insane. I hate these bubbles so much. I want to turn. I really need to just get beams. I wish I could open Phoenix boxes. Because there is an upgrade weekend going on. I am literally full turn. Come on. I think I ended up using my Action beam on the torpedo. I don't care. I wish I could, but I need to stay here so I can activate this when it's done. Freaking Undine. Honestly, though, that could realistically be what these are. Because they're from the Undine. You know, the species with biological spaceships that, let's be real, would probably have biological functions. Maybe that's all with... Maybe that's just what fluidic space actually is. Come on, game. Let me activate it. Hooray! Well, I have enough for another hourly. Bellum mod? No. Of course it isn't. Of course it's another PAX. Why wouldn't it be another PAX? It's exactly what anyone would want, is the PAX. Oops. I'm gonna just wait here. I mean, this is where someone needs to be anyway, so... Actually, I may as well orient myself to take out any of the little ships that might show up. Okay, none of them are gonna show up with this one. Look at all them piss bubbles. I think I'm just gonna call them that from now on. Oh god. No. I don't want this. Mr. Johnson, I don't want this. I forget that fires that directly forward instead of in a sensible way. Of, you know, directly where your ship is facing. No, it flat plane directly forward. Rude. Oh, I don't have... Come on. Come on, ship. Well, I'm not maneuvering now. You know what? I'm just gonna stay facing to deal with the frickin' other little things. Wow, there's two layers of virus. Well, I'm over here now. Evasive maneuvers. To the singularity. Trigger it. Say penis near it. Trigger it. How has that zone been claimed for so long that it's at risk of being taken back, but this not taken? That is fair. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore the Klingon cannons for the moment, and I'm gonna come make sure this area doesn't fall. I need dreadnoughts. Yep, no, it fell. God damn it. Ow. I mean, cannons do give you the best DPS. Phaser cannons will give you actually the best. Though, if you have enough, if you have enough crit chance, then, basic anti-proton are probably still some of the best. They're not the best, not anymore, because they lost some of their bonuses. Because that's a fun fact. Regular anti-proton used to just deal more damage than everyone else, while also having baked-in crit severity, while also, you know, not having to care about, you know, basically as their proc. They were really hard to get, but honestly, on a science ship, 3 torpedoes. And then just grab 3 Omni beams. That way they're always firing. And deal more damage than a turret. That basically being your 2 Omni beams of choice and the kinetic cutting beam. Because it really doesn't matter. Your weapons aren't doing anything. Because on a science build, your weapon power is probably nothing. Because it doesn't matter. Engines and auxiliary. Or shields and auxiliary, if that's what you feel like doing. Hello, Chris Nephilim. I mean, that's fair, but like, there's a lot of things you can get that basically add more space magic effects to your torpedoes. So it's a case of use what you want. I'm just saying what would be best. Like, I mean, on my main, I literally fly a carrier. So... Good thing I don't need the Undine. I just need their dreadnoughts. Of which I could actually probably get the dreadnoughts just by doing Qs as well. I'm gonna just sit here. I don't need to do anything. I mean, I'm not saying your build is bad. I'm just saying the best a science build can be is launching torpedoes. Probably with Kentaris in the far left slot, so it's just firing the most. The Kentari rockets. You know, the ones with the 2-second cooldown. Paired with the... God, I don't remember the torpedoes. There was one of the rep torpedoes, and... I don't remember the third one. That, has a pretty big boost to science-y stuff. Ah, gods. Ah. Bubbles, my weakness. Oh no, I don't think I can do this while being affected by that rift. Ah, gods. There we go.
The planet killers have been revealed. Make your way to their locations.
Well, I guess this one first.
The planet killers are now active. We have 10 minutes to destroy as many as possible.
They don't offer you proper beds on basically any Romulan ships. Have you seen how small these things really are? Like, there is not a lot of space on these ships. I'd rather not see your bed. I don't swing that way, plus I've got a girlfriend. I do apologize. I had to make that joke. All three of them are being progressed at the same time. Well, safe to say I'm only getting one dreadnought from this. I might make it to Alpha. But Delta reached its thing first, so it'll probably be dead first. Is this progressing? Okay, it is. For a second, I thought the servers were dying. Wouldn't be the first time. I don't tend to read people's bios unless I'm looking for, the cringy ERPers. Which can be quite funny to read their bios. You know, the people with the bios that are playing Klingon Orions, wearing next to nothing, who their bio is basically their characters was you know a super sexy sex slave who killed her master and took over the ship and is now a super smart, super brave, like. No, you can find people with bios along that lines. That's what I'm saying. And it can be kind of funny.
The planet killer has been destroyed.
Wow, I didn't deal enough damage to that. Okay. That's a pain in the ass. It is, but it's just funny to see it. It's also generally an indication of the age of the person. Actually, I need to go to the Voth battle zone. Which of these is that? Okay, I think if I do this... and then do this. For some reason, all of my characters are in their EV suits. Okay. Yes. Oh, the Voth Citadel Dreadnoughts are here. That one's dead. Maybe I can get to this one. Maybe I can get one Dreadnought. Maybe. I might actually have to do this endeavor on my other character. Hooray! I dealt enough damage. It can happen. Did I need Dyson? No, I didn't. Right, I need Iconian marks, and I have this box sitting right here. Give me Iconian. Lithium. I'll get Phoenix boxes tomorrow, which thankfully there will still be an upgrade weekend going on for. And that's what you get serving on a Romulan ship. So I should serve on a Riemann ship. Oh, that is not working great. Well, I was gonna say I would defend the garbage, but it seems someone else is already here defending the garbage. But this is where I belong. Is there another zone to this? Nope. That's annoying. You know what? It's a Voth ship. I could have just stuck around in the Undine battle zone. It's just the chance of actually getting to kill any of those Voth is very low. How am I at 4? I only had 1. That was only 1 ship. How have we lost control of the... Okay, that was the wasteland. Yeah, no, that was... How? There was a guy sitting there in a carrier. The hangar pets could do this. AFK. These zones are not difficult. I don't remember. I know it's long, it's just there's not a huge amount of actual usable space inside this ship. And yet a nebula has more actual usable space in it than a Dederadex does. I mean, more weapons than most of the Enterprise-class ships isn't difficult. Again, bringing up the Nebula has more firepower than a Galaxy. And probably even more than a Sovereign. Yep. Huntin' Voth. I almost feel like I should try to track down a mission, but I don't have a mission yet. That I'm fighting the Voth in, which means I'd have to skip a lot. Which means I'd have to annoyingly mess with things. Ugh. Bleh. This is gonna take forever. So I do not want to skip missions. I really wish there was just another instance of this. Oh, hey, there is. Take me to it. Get me out of here. Give me the other instance where there will actually be Voth to shoot at. There's always queued. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say anything could destroy all Federation ships. Just like there's no Federation ship that can destroy all Romulan or all Klingon. Mostly because, you know, you never know what the secret organizations in these factions have hidden away. Because technically, as much as, you know, this is a new development, technically any Starfleet ship could be outfitted with a spore drive. No other faction has that capability. Oh god. Yeah. Voth shields, man. There's also really the fun tidbit of literally one faction that exists has no reason to fear any ship from any other faction. And it's purely because they have the resources and manpower to not care, and that's the Dominion. Your fancy, even 8472 and the Borg would eventually start to run out of... would basically fall into, they would eventually fall into roughly, you know, parity with the other factions, mostly because Borg technology is not keeping up. And 8472 are just not numerous. Dominion isn't dead. They're just a lot more pacifist than they used to be. But by nature, the Dominion basically almost can't run out of troops. They almost can't run out of ships. And they are not afraid of ramming you. Because they know this. See, the Herc are only more dangerous because your people are fighting them wrong. Like, legitimately, as even the story missions basically make apparent, how you fight the Herc? Weaponize Ketracel White. Pacify them. Like, ta-da, Herc dealt with. They're not scary anymore. Literally just get a squirt bottle of Ketracel White and just start spritzing them with it, and you're pacifying them. I'll be real, I'm not a big fan of the Pterodex here, but it's working. It's better than the escort I had, which would have died up 100 times over by now. Yeah, man. Keep it around or put the shield down. Thank you. I mean, even visually, I'm not a fan of it, just because of, like, all of this empty space. Give me a Voth ship any day. Or a Klingon. At least the Klingons don't have a shit ton of empty space. Like, a lot of my issues with Romulan ships is just from a practical standpoint. Like, building the Diderodex, like, if you were to stop and build this thing, it would require so much more effort than if they just made 2 ships that were basically, you split the thing straight down the middle and, you know. No, don't want mission. Do the Romulans really need that, though? I was under the impression that was basically just a standard warp engine thing, not a singularity drive thing. Because they're fundamentally different things. Ain't fair. A lot of retconning has happened through the years. But at that point, it does beg the question, like, why wouldn't Diderodexes change their design after the invention of the singularity? Plus, it's not like the Romulans weren't doing practical-looking designs before. It's just, they went kind of silly with this. Like... So, I mean, like, the original series, Romulans, their ships made sense. they were, you know, low budget. Everything was low budget. Fun fact, I think it was Spock's tricorder is a salt shaker. Endeavor complete. Yeah, give me crit severity. Hey, more marks. Excuse me, Voth. Okay, let's start on New Kara. Oh hey, a junk EV suit. But I mean, like, the Romulans were on to something really nice with their small craft. And their, you know, like, the things like this even, like, this is far more practical than a Dideridex is in its construction. It would be so much easier to build a Malum, even if this Malum was the size of a Dideridex, because you're not having to build the big oval. You're building half of it. I mean, like, it's just... And yeah, the Mogai... I mean, this isn't exactly the Mogai, but this is the Mogai. It's just a sleeker Mogai. Like, even it is half of the Dideridex. A lot of Romulan ships basically went, yeah, let's just build half a Dideridex. I'm gonna go to the Ganalda system because I just prefer this system. Yeah, I wonder, has it de-equipped my stuff again yet? No, it hasn't. Cool. I think I'm honestly just gonna do Qs. That should get me the destroyed dreadnoughts. I mean, even the earlier designs were easier to build. Like the original, I think they were called Birds of Prey. Once again, the original series Romulan ship of choice, like... It would have been easier for the Romulans to mass-produce that than it would have been for, you know, even the Federation to build Mirandas. And it had comparable firepower to Federation cruisers, double its size, as well as requiring far fewer crew, and, you know. This is just a nice station. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's just my opinion on the Dideridex. I was never a big fan of it. But that's just me. Boy, there's an Orion. I don't need that. I need the bank. Okay. This. Go in here. Ugh. I can properly upgrade this now. I don't need this anymore. This can go in here. I'm hanging on to these alternate weapons, which I may as well put them in the bank. Wait, I have an anti-proton in here. Because that's anti-proton, right? Yeah. So I don't need this. I'll hang on to the disruptor. Plasma. Yeah, I may as well keep the plasma compression pistol rather than the rifle, because compression pistols are just better. I have Polaron weapons already. Compression pistols are just better. I should really get a Thoron infused singularity. The Negvar. The Klingon Negvar is probably my favorite ship just ever. And I'm really disappointed with how bad it is in this game. It's only the most powerful warship the Klingons ever built in the shows. Up until the shows I haven't watched, because I haven't watched Picard or Discovery. And in this game, it's a shitty engineering ship. Not able to do much of anything. Like, it's just, it's so sad. There might be a tier 6 version, I guess. But I think they more move to shit like this. I actually haven't looked. I should see. Okay, they do have a tier 6. That's still so heavily engineered focused, it's a waste of space. This needs to be a commander seat. This should be a universal seat. Wait, okay, this does have... Okay, so not this one. This one should be universal then. That way it has the commander engineering, but... or at the very least, just make this universal so you can have 2 lieutenant commander tax seats. What does this trait do at least? The only thing going for this is that it's a command ship. At least I think. No, it's not even a command ship. Blah. Assuming this is even a Negvar. Should be. Yeah. I also have to say, I absolutely hate how this thing looks. Based on these, nope. This poor thing. Like, I love the Negvar, but the issue is it just does not have the seats for doing anything offensive. It could probably be a brick that stays alive, but staying alive doesn't kill things. Like, that's the problem. And, like, I think it's in here. Like, the free version you get is kind of even worse. Because, like, what the shit are you supposed to do with this many engineering seats? Like, guys, come on. This is way too many engineering seats. Especially because if you are building for survivability, you're running TAC team, which is one of your 2 TAC officer skills. Unless you don't have any way of reducing the cooldown on it, because you're only going to have Photonic Officer 1, which means you're not getting full, as fast of a cooldown on TAC team as you can. In which case, then you're running TAC Team 1 and 2, and now you have no tactical skills at all. It's just bad. I feel bad for anyone that plays this thing. Honestly, at this level range, grab this. It's a better cruiser. My main KDF has the Mir Nugvar, just sitting around, not doing anything other than holding my old Borg beams. It's just sad. And this thing is equally as sad. Like, I do not understand why Cryptic hates this ship. That is the only explanation I have for why it's so bad, is they clearly must hate it. So the development team just hates the Negvar. Well, I mean, yeah, they also just hate the Klingons, but... They love the Federation, they're indifferent to the Romulans, and they hate the Klingons. And when you ask them about the Jem'Hadar, they go, Gem what? I do need to work on getting some beams going. Where I do have the anti-proton Omni beam. Oh yeah, they loved the Romulans when they released them. That's why the Romulans are kind of the best just characters to play as. But then they gave the Federation all of the ships. So I should do this, because I'll make that a Mark 12, and that's useful. And this is definitely, definitely a bit better than what I'm using. Yep. Wait, I shouldn't equip that to me first, because there's a thing I can do here. Here, Hyben, have a shield. Because I bought it once, it is unlocked. And can be infinitely reclaimed. Because it was part of the weekend pack thingy. Have a shield. If you equip it to yourself, you can't reclaim it, because you own one. You equip it to a bridge officer, the game forgets that you own one. Here, Tovin, have a shield. Here, Varel, have a shield. Yeah, they have. Like, not giving us a tactical Nebula variant. Which is also one of the ships I adore, is the Nebula. You know, the the Nebula, the ship that literally is modular and can be anything it needs to be. Ah, it's a science ship. No, the Nebula is no more a science ship than the Galaxy. Like... Ah! Thank you for the raid, Alt Lexington. See, the Monitor Nebula is better, but it's a carrier, and, well, like, it's still a science ship. Like... Let me, get down here. It's still a science ship. It's more tactical, but, like, I really want them to just give in and give us an escort Nebula. Canonically, the Nebula does have access to a one of its, basically pod editions that is a full-out weapon pod with more weaponry than most other Starfleet ships have in general, just from the tactical pod. And then it still has all of its own weapons, which are about as many as, you know, a normal Federation ship would have. Like, the Nebula should be an escort. Yeah, but the Feds have to be given science carriers all the time. Can't give them a good carrier. That would be too much to ask for. I mean, yeah, this is a fun ship. It's not a great carrier. It'll never be a good carrier as a carrier. But it's still pretty good. Plus, the friendship is locked behind the lockbox. Which, you know, definitely works against it. But, like, the Miracle Worker D7 and its Federation equivalent are both good. It's just, I will always dislike that, that this one is just not good as a carrier. And the main issue with that is just, like, why this carrier doesn't do well as a carrier is you will only have up to 4 of the advanced carrier consoles, because that's all you have access to. Because they have to go in your engineering slots or universal, and you have 2 universal, 2 engineering, which just is not it's not as good as even a ship that has 4 engineering slots and then the 1 universal. Like, I've looked at it, but if I'm gonna grab any of those ships, it's going to be the D7. See if I can find... I think this one. Yeah, 5 engineering. Though I think the feds have an equivalent. What pack is this from? So I can find the equivalent. The Flight Deck Assault Carrier Pack. So what is that thing called? Tellarite. I think it's just a copy-paste. And if it is, then this is a good Fed carrier. Yeah, it's a copy-paste. 5 engineering. This is about as good as you're going to get for a pure carrier. And 5-3 has the weapons. Yeah, if only it wasn't an Intel ship. Yeah, this one. Which also has the 5 engineering. The Intel buff is so useless, though. Wait, does this only have 1 hangar bay? I guess this thing isn't all that. You'll never get to use the Intel buff. The scan just takes way too long. I'm not saying that's, like, the bridge officer skills are bad. It's the ship itself. Its buff is bad. Like, the Intel gimmick. Yeah, the Intel gathering. That gimmick is just kind of bad. It's better than not having a gimmick, but it's probably the worst mechanic that they've given to a ship. I mean, they may have sped it up, but it's, like, when you compare it to the other gimmicks, it's still just not useful. And then hope that it fills up before the target dies. But... well, that was fast. Like, you can press the button, and against something like a Dreadnought, sure, it might come in handy, but personally, I'd rather have Miracle Worker, or Command, or Pilot, you know. I'd have to look at it. Though, if the Sullivan, I think that was the cross-faction. Yeah. So, it's a copy-paste to the others. So, it would be a good carrier. As a carrier. I keep saying that because playing a carrier in of itself is...
But we will not.
You're not going to be king of DPS in a carrier. Unless you ignore your hangar pets. Oh, they are fun. I just make no illusions of them actually being great ships. They'll get the job done. I'm not saying they won't. Same with even that Miracle Worker carrier. The Terran Miracle Worker. Like, it'll get the job done. It just won't do it as well as, you know, say, the Voth carrier I fly on my main will. I honestly kind of wish I had a carrier on this character. Because, like... I'd get so much more damage output. Come on, turn. Turn, you fat ass. It's like, my damage output is pitiful at the time being. Not helped by the Dideridex not turning. Yeah.
Our reinforcements are inbound.
I'm dead. Or maybe not.
The shipyard is secure.
Man, I really need damage. I do not know where I'm gonna get damage from without a huge amount of effort. I could say screw the lockboxes and go buy the Voquiv. That would get me a fair little bit of damage right there. It's the problem with me being just weird like this and not wanting to skip over a bunch of missions just to go and get good gear. Because, like, I know there's gear I could get that would definitely improve my ship.
The starbase is secure.
I think I'm just going to be on portal closing duty. So I'm not going to be adding much otherwise. And there's only one person over there. Does someone else want to go over? Okay, that person's going.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
I'ma just go for the...
Those gateways are emitting intense levels of theta radiation. Close them.
If nothing else, I can close portals. It didn't close the gateway. Okay.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Ugh. I do apologize, I'm still coughing a lot.
Transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet. The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet. The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
The one thing I will say that they definitely didn't give the Romulans, at least give the Romulans easy access to, is Raider flanking.
The starbase are moving toward the planet.
Because that's something I just thought of like, man, I might get more damage out of my escort, but no, I wouldn't. Because it doesn't have Raider flanking, so... Okay, I think someone else is covering that one.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet. The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
But at the same time, that's not exactly like me saying that the Romulans need Raider flanking.
The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet. The troop transports from the starbase are moving toward the planet.
Ah. Yeah, you can get raider flanking like by flying someone else's faction ship. You lose out on your singularity powers, which I'm not sure is overly worth it. Given, you know, this. Like, the Romulan singularity abilities basically turn every Romulan captain, regardless of captain choice, into an engineering captain. And they make engineering captains a bit better engineering captains. I am also really bad at remembering the battle cloak. I remembered it, basically as I... as I basically already had committed to not pressing the button. I need to go grab water after this. On top of still just being sick, my throat is getting kind of dry. I say water, I'm going to be grabbing coffee. That's like water, right? I can hear multiple of the people I used to know just having issue with that statement. They had issue with that statement when I made it when I was back in school, and they still have issue with it now. I also had a coworker while I was working, about a year ago, who would have had issue with that statement, because, you know, you gotta drink lots of water. It's like, nah, don't. That is fair. I was gonna wait until a recruit event to do this series, but if I'm understanding the order in which recruit events happen right, Gamma's the next one. And I didn't want to start fully equipped, thank you very much. Like, kind of takes away the point if I'm starting in a Tier 5U with Mark 12 very rare gear everywhere in a remotely competent build, like, it's not difficult for a Jem'Hadar to do this kind of thing. Like, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to spend my dilithium, because I could pick this up. I mean, I could argue where this is a free tier 5 and I did buy it in the past that I can grab it. But if I start doing that, then I'm pretty sure Gamma is just Jem'Hadar. Yeah, I could find a fleet and build up for a fleet ship, but bleh. That would take quite a while. Upgrading gear is more important. There's also not really much account benefit for the Gamma recruit either, so... Having these hangar bays would be nice, though. I wish there was a ship sale going on. I mean, there's this, which I'm not... If I'm going to buy these boxes, it's not going to be on this character. If there was a ship sale going on, I would probably just pick up this. Because, like, relaunch and repair is not a bad trait. That is fair. Like, relaunch and repair is every time you launch a hangar pet, your hangar pets heal, who cares about that? You gain 5% faster recharge time on your captain abilities. Up to 50%. So basically it means more attack pattern alphas. More fire on my mark. You know. It's a good trait to have on a carrier that you're not flying as a carrier. I mean, even if you are flying it as a carrier, it's still good, especially as a tactical, because fire on my mark. That boosts your hangar pets. I need to go and grab some coffee, so I will be back in a moment or two. I return. I'd argue that the only time you should ever consider using frigate pets is if you're flying specifically this carrier and flying Romulan drone ships, because otherwise they're just generally bad. And I say this as someone who used to run with the Voth elite heavy fighters. Like, I put a lot of resources into getting those things. They're just not as good as just running rare Tujus. The rare Tuju will give you far more DPS. So keeping alive your frigates doesn't really matter unless you're running Romulan drone ships. And even then, I imagine that the Tujus probably still give more DPS if you're after DPS. Even without it, the fighters tend to give you more DPS than the frigates do. Because most frigates, you get 2 to 4. And most of them have, like, the Voth heavy fighters, for example, have 2 beam arrays per ship. You get 4 of them. It's most of, like, the Tuju, based on watching it fire, it almost certainly has 2 pulse cannons. So it has the same number of weapons, but you get 6 of them. Plus, a lot of the frigates tend to have, like, the Farjar frigates, the Feclari ones. They have turrets instead of pulse cannons, and pulse cannons are better. I actually wonder if I can... Wrong category. Can I see those in here? Because I haven't claimed the ship. Yeah. Like, these have turrets. They also have dual cannons, which only fire when the hangar pet actually looks at the target, which doesn't happen very often. But, like, even, like, between these two, like, I would take the school fighters over the Farjar frigate. It's hard to get a gauge of exactly how many weapons most of them have, but we know at least with these how much the support frigates have. Which I would assume regular frigates have similar numbers of weapons. Unless they state otherwise. Like the poor Voth. Heavy fighters. Which count as frigates, even though they're called heavy fighters. But ignore that. Well, technically, they're a runabout. But runabouts are in the frigate category. Which actually can't see them on this character. Well, it's because the Voth isn't a account unlock. Like, yeah. Yeah, but you can relatively easily get even regular fighters to 5-star. Like, my alt character doesn't tend to have many issues at all getting my hangar pets to 5-star. And I run just rare Tujus. The only issue is Terran science ships, or really anything with feedback pulse, because the AI cheats. I want more discovery marks before I forget to get more discovery marks. I'm gonna do this, and... Bellum? Of course not. Why would Bellum? I think mine stay alive pretty fine. I'll admit I don't tend to play Elite. So if you play Elite, that might be the difference. I don't go past Advanced. I just don't see much value in Elite. I mean, the Advanced materials from playing the Elite queues, sure, but you're sitting there waiting so bloody long. Now, getting the neural processors is going to be a pain in the ass. So I think my first console that I'm going to go for is probably just going to be 0 Point. I hate ground combat. It's my least favorite part of this game. I will admit, I might just be missing stuff about it, and that's why I don't like it, but... I mean, that is fair. I mean, I can't really dispute that. You have far fewer slots to fill. I just don't like how a lot of ground combat just feels out of your control. And how a lot of it is just standing there, doing nothing. But once again, it could just be I build bad ground setups. But then again, my main is also an engineer, which is part of my frustration with ground combat. Because if you've never look at the engineering specific non-universal things, and just count how little there is that's active damage output from the engineer, not a fabrication. There's basically nothing. Yeah, but you need to have Anchor of Grethor. Like, you need to have it. Which, even knowing about it is not something that's a given it's a kind of expensive universal that if you didn't get it at first, well, you don't have it. I remember looking, and it was what I would call decently expensive. I mean, to someone pulling in 25 to 100 mil a day, you know, that's probably not much, but... Yeah, I spent a lot on my ship, because I do a lot of space stuff. I actively avoid ground. Yeah, I think it works out to like 7 mil for Anchor of Grethor. Because I think it's roughly the same cost as getting the winter kit. I think it has the same requirements. Which I do plan on picking it up. I just, there will be a Christmas event. You know. I basically just plan on picking it up this winter event. Because, well, as mentioned, I tend to actively avoid ground. Am I sideways? Why am I sideways? Okay. I guess I'll be going over here.
Herald forces inbound. Gateway and enter the sphere.
One has ship damage.
Stop the Herald forces before they reach the gateways. Gateway opening at 4 o'clock. Gateway opening at 11 o'clock. Gateway opening at 6 o'clock. Gateway opening at 7 o'clock. Gateway opening at 3 o'clock.
Okay, I guess I will continue just flying this direction.
Gateway opening at 9 o'clock.
Oh, gods.
Gateway opening at 1 o'clock.
Wait, where's my Nimbus? They didn't show up. Nimbus. I feel like Goku right about now. I shouted Nimbus and they did not show up.
Gateway opening at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't output enough damage to stop really anything. We are definitely not getting the optional. I'm gonna die again. I really should have just built into beams instead of the cannons. It's just the cannons were easier.
Gateway opening at 2 o'clock. Gateway opening at 12 o'clock.
Might as well just turn right back around. I'm gonna die coming over here, but you know, I can try to pretend I'm helping. I can try to pretend I'm helping. Ah, gods. I'm in the right to Daradex, right?
At 8 o'clock.
It'll be in this tab. It's where it is for everybody except Romulans.
Stop the Herald attack on Allied space. Get through that gateway.
If you give me a moment, I can show you exactly where. Or you can literally just go to Nimbus and talk to the NPCs. It should be there. I'll double check with my own Jem'Hadar after this. Ah. You would think after 18 days of being sick, I would not be sick anymore. You would be wrong.
Take out their command vessels.
Right, I keep forgetting to use that skill. Where even is that? It's not on my bar. That would explain why I keep forgetting to use it. I thought there was a skill missing from my bar.
Energy levels in the sphere are rising. Check it out. Sensor readings show that the ship is controlling the gateway. Destroy it. The ship is drawing power from the gateway. You need to shut the gate down, or we won't be able to destroy it.
Yay, I did enough to contribute.
The network is dead.
More Iconian marks. Wow, we did badly. We only got 28. Open my Endeavor box really quick. Easy. Okay, well, do I start a new one or do I make... Wait, do I have competitive running right now? I do not. Competitive. Yeah, let me.
We have a diplomatic mission.
You might have to actually go and talk to the people on Nimbus. Either that or Jem'Hadar's just can't do it. Seems weird that they'd be unable to, though. I mean, I definitely never did it. What time is it? It's about 2:30. Well, not 2:30. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I'm very tired. Do I want to do another queue? I kind of don't. I feel ineffective. I mean, I definitely could use better equipment before I really push into the, I'm just trying to think of how I'm gonna increase my damage output. Like, tomorrow I should get a decent boost, because the upgrade weekend will still be going on, and I'll get another set of 10 Phoenix boxes, which will mean I'll be able to upgrade some stuff. So I might just craft a bunch of anti-proton beams. And then move to a beam build. Because, like... I'd probably be more effective beam overloading. I mean, I've got a decent crit chance already, which is nice. But, like, I could get Overload 2. Sadly, I can't get Overload 3. Actually, I think Overload 2 goes here. And I could get, like, Beta 2 for here then. Or I could just go back to Torpedo Spread 3. But Beta would probably be better to have. And yeah, it would go here, because that's where Fire Will 2 is as well. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be my best course of action. Because, like, the crit severity bonus from Anti-Proton, plus the various Phoenix Box consoles I'll have that have Anti-Proton damage on them. You know, that's what I'm thinking of as to why Anti-Proton at the moment. Though realistically, I could also do Phaser and swap over to Phaser stuff. Or Disruptor, because the Martok set for more crit chance. But beams would mean that my weapons are firing more often. And the more my weapons are firing, the more damage I'm going to be putting out. I could really use a better, a better singularity as well. Yeah, I keep forgetting about the Nausicaan set, because it requires you to run the Nausicaan torpedo. Which would mean I would lose prolonged engagement. Which... you know... which is where running Phaser would come in. Because then I could keep the prolonged engagement stuff. And realistically, it is only 5 more armor pen. Like, actual armor pen in, like, as a... you know... thing. Because what it's giving you is the skill. Which... basically, it's giving you that. So it's giving you 5 more armor pen from 50 skill bonus. Which isn't nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, it isn't nothing. It is still useful. But if I go Phaser, then, one, I get all of the various just good Phaser stuff from various missions, but also I gain access to the one with the 360 beam that has the 5% faster rate of cycle time, which I'm not sure how much that actually matters, but everyone talks about it being great, so it's probably at least half decent. I could stop and get more Solenoid. It's just not worth getting more Solenoid. Yeah. I'm gonna... wrong menu. The problem is I can make better cannons. I have a much higher chance of them being good. I mean, that's fair, and like the prolonged engagement torpedo with its wide arc is viable to run like that, but you probably are losing a lot of damage for not just having another beam array. Screw it, let's see. Uncommon. Bleh. The winter set isn't bad either, and requires less re-rolling. Mostly because you can't re-roll the winter one. I'm actually going to be ending this stream off, so I'll actually show what I mean by that. I'll hop over to Rye here. Ignore my wailing. He should have access to it, he just doesn't have the materials. And ultimately buying the materials, you know. I would argue this kit is almost as good as the Ryza kit. Almost. And I mean, unless you're willing to buy the Lullahunt favors, which require a lot. Like, they're kind of expensive, comparatively. I've currently basically just been using this and making everyone else better. This to go with the kit for just cold damage, because why not? Explosive drones, they're funny. Keep people alive. Keep people alive. I mean, part of my issue is I don't want to respec this entire character to, get better ground skills. Because I just threw these in. Because... weapons. So, you know. But I really wish you could just respec one tree, space or ground, that you didn't have to retrain literally everything. Cryptic, please. Take the whole token, I don't care. Just don't make me go through and redo all of this. I personally just went with Borg because, well, once again, may as well help everyone else perform better. And that's what the Borg does. Everyone else performs better. I mean, I mostly even only went after the Borg just because I had so many freaking neural processors kicking around. Like, it's one of those things of I feel like just my throwing shit together, I came up with an okay ground build. I still just don't like ground combat. And I do honestly feel a lot of that is because I'm an engineering captain. Because, like, when I do play my Jem'Hadar, who has competent-ish equipment on the ground, I do have a bit more fun. He's attack captain. So, you know. And it basically equates to, I'm playing the tank class in DPS online. It's just not... it's not as fun. But I shall hop back to the other character and then end this off. The game was initially designed with the idea that the engineer is the tank, and initially designed with the idea that science is a healer and tac is DPS, and then they just basically decided, screw it. But engineer still has a lot of hallmarks of it's meant to be healing you or staying alive. Based on even, like, ground engineering skills. You have summon a drone to deal damage for you, heal your shields, give yourself armor resists. Like, it's, Alright, let's make another one. Oh, I need to make more of these. But like I said, the game is DPS online, but like the engineer is definitely a lot more focused in staying alive than everyone else. Hey, a blue one. Yeah, 5-minute cooldown on anything just kind of sucks, regardless of difficulty. But at the very least, it's something that's nice to have, you know, for the boss of the queue, you know. Right, while I'm thinking of it, I need to go back to space, because I need to put that freaking skill that I missed onto my bar. Do... I'm pretty sure I've put it on the bar before and the game just forgot about that. But, you know. Need 7 beams. Which is where I'm almost tempted to just go plasma, because I have already some, but I've already started making the beams, so... I can do this and hope for radiant anti-proton. Nope. Are they? Is it Iconia that's the radiant? No, it's Iconia. That's the wrong one anyway. These guys are the radiant, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I get them confused. I'm not the smartest man. But I should end things off here, because I am getting hungry, and I've been going for almost 3 hours now. So, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow as we do some upgrading. See you all then!